Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing a challenges tier list, ranking all the cards from the A, B and C set separately.
I have different opinions on cards though.
We may have to compromise for some cards.
Yes. Hermit, that's a card you really like. I personally would put it in B. What would you think?
It's hard to judge it right away without other cards around it. I think it is about average. It's quite bad at the beginning of the game, and then sort of in the mid and late game it does get better, but by that stage you should have better cards anyway. I'm okay with it being B.
We can change a bit later anyway, it's fine. Jester, I like it a bit better than Hermit, but not really like a huge fan of it. I would put it there because it only works in one build to me, like the makeup artist build. Otherwise I don't see it work at all.
I disagree. I think Jester is easily A tier. It's probably the best card to go with makeup artist, but it also has synergies by itself. You can just have two Jesters, you can get ghosts from the B deck. I would put it A.
I would say it's either B plus or A minus, but I wouldn't put it at the very beginning of A. So I think all the animals, so in the A deck, all the animals are value 3 and they don't have any powers. I think they're not good, personally. I would probably put them there.
Yeah, so the issue with the animals is they're rare, so it's harder to get doubles of them. And the problem is they just get countered by makeup artist and AI builds because their power is 3. Makeup artist boosts your 1 to 3, so it beats them in one shot. AI boosts your 2 powers to 3, so it beats them in one shot. They just don't serve much of a purpose.
I agree.
So we can move them all to D tier at the moment.
Stable Boy. I think it's maybe a B plus on A minus as well. It's a very good card, but it's very reliant on how you draw it. I think it's maybe there or there-ish.
Honestly, I'd put it towards the back end of A.
Yes.
Because it is a card that you can make a whole deck around it.
Yeah.
It's not the strongest build, but it will be uncontested sometimes. You can get 2 or 3, and then if you get better three power cards in the B deck, it can work quite well. So I think because you can build a whole deck around it, it deserves to be A at least.
Reporter is a card I really love, but you said you hate it. I like to have the control on my deck, and that's a card that gives me that. I think I would put it at the end of B.
I would never draft Reporter. It's actually at the bottom of D for me. It's below all the animals.
I so disagree. The thing is, you also can secure yourself kind of not dying by bench because you're gonna put probably your unique card at the very bottom of the deck, which is interesting knowledge.
It doesn't let you sort your whole deck, it's just the
No, I
top
know.
2 cards.
I'm aware. But when I have a lot of these, that's what I do.
I think if you're getting a lot of reporters, you're getting baited into picking bad cards. You're wasting your A picks. AI is the only thing it works with.
Yeah, well, that's why I love it. Well, if we compromise, I'll put it in C then. Well, talent, in my opinion, rubbish card. I would go here.
Yeah, it should be right next to reporter at the bottom of D.
Gangster. This is a card that's growing on me a lot lately. I actually didn't like it at the beginning. What do you think of it? I would put it above Hermit.
I think Gangster is underrated by a lot of people.
Yes, I agree.
It goes well in a director build, it goes well in an AI build, but it's just generally a strong card. Even in the mid game, it's going to take down most B cards in one hit, so it saves you from overpaying a lot. And because it's not very contested, it's very easy to get 2 or 3 of them. I had a game recently where I got a couple of UFOs and I got all 4 gangsters, and it's just very powerful.
Makeup artist. I think I would put it there, or at the end of S.
If you're not putting makeup artist in S, I'm not sure what is going in S, because it is a card that if you see 2 of them, you would just instantly pick them, no questions asked.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like makeup artist builds are easily countered. It's strong in the attack, but then every single card you have in your deck is a strength of 1 in defense.
The issue is people that play makeup artist builds and think that they only have to grab strength 1 cards when it's not the case at all.
Oh, that I agree. Fine, I'll put it on S. Movie Star, I really dislike that card, but I think early C or... yeah, I would put early C.
I agree. It's really only good in makeup artist builds, and even then it's not mandatory for it. It's quite strong in the early game, but it falls off really hard. And it baits you into keeping your newcomers for too long.
The Clown, oh, it's actually one of my favorite cards. It's not a good card, but I love it.
It's better than Talent, but that's the only thing it's got going for it.
Yes, I think it's fair. I would put it there too, but I really like it. It's such a troll build when you go full clown, but I love it.
It's not troll, it's just bad.
It's fun. Juggler! Juggler is a better reporter to me, very strong. I like it, and it goes very well with Vendor, obviously. So I think I would put it there, or maybe there.
I think, yes, it does go well with Vendor. It goes alright with AI. With AI, I'd pick nearly every other 2 strength card ahead of it. With Vendor, it's more important to get the Vendors early. Like, if you start with 2 Jugglers, it's not a Vendor build, so fairly low priority. I would probably put it at the bottom of B, yeah.
I like to use it in the AI build as well, because you can help yourself in putting the AI first thanks to it. A Vendor, I think it's S.
Vendor's easily S.
I think it's better than Makeup Artist in my opinion. Everything works in yellow with Vendor. Even one Vendor I've noticed I was doing quite well, whereas with one AI I feel like I'm always very weak.
Well, the thing with Vendor is it encourages you to get the yellow B deck cards, and all of them are really, really strong, which we'll get to soon. So that's why Vendor builds are quite good.
Butler, I think, is like the most overrated card by people that start playing the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would honestly pick the animals ahead of Butler.
Yes, actually, yes, you're right. Yeah, I would put it there personally.
It has its uses. It's not good in a pure orange like teenager build.
Yeah, because you don't want to get rid of your orange on the bench.
Yeah, it's not really good in a makeup artist build because you don't want to get rid of your makeup artists or your newcomers if you have movie stars. It's only good in a specific build where you're like trying to get as many cards as you can and then remove them all from your bench. But I think that's it's a risky way to play. I don't like doing it.
Skeleton, I think, is very underrated, but I really like it. There's 8 of them in the deck, so very easy to have a lot and do a very strong teenager build, in my opinion. And it works well with AI in the defense. It's a weaker treasure that we'll see in defense for the AI build. I really like it. I think maybe early C though.
Say you start with double skeleton. You're sort of forcing yourself to find teenagers later. If you don't find teenagers, you're just going to be very sad with a bunch of skeletons.
I think it's teenagers or AI.
Well, yeah, but if you're picking skeletons, you're not picking AIs. They're from the same deck. That's the issue. So it's good because there are 8 copies, so it's easy to find doubles or triples of it, but it's a pretty weak card in general. I'd still put it like at the bottom of B though.
AI, I would think it's a tiny bit weaker than Vendor, but still S tier.
Yeah.
You agree?
AI is very strong. The problem is
it's rare.
Yeah, there's not many copies of it, and it's usually very contested.
Mm-hmm.
So player count can matter a bit. If you're playing an 8-player game, you'll never get 3 of them. If you're playing a 2-player game, you probably are likely, well, not likely, but you're more likely to get 2 or 3, which makes it a lot stronger. Oh. When you do get 2 or 3, it can be very strong.
Rescue Pod. Oh my god, I hate that card. I never have had anything good with it. Sorry, I've had one Necromancer once, but anyway. I would put it like somewhere here.
Rescue Pod is really, really good at minimum A tier.
I think it's good in potential.
If you take Rescue Pod in round 1, it's very likely to be activated before round 3 or 4. I couldn't tell you the exact odds, but it's very likely. And the early wins don't matter that much, so you're just sacrificing a little bit of your early game to get a stronger mid and late game. Yeah, like I've got early sharks from it, and it carries you for the next 2 or 3 rounds because you have such a stronger card than everyone else. It's something that you pick when there's nothing else good, and you feel good picking it.
Shapeshifter, I think I overrate that card a lot. I really like it, but my favorite family is red. I mean, outer space, so you know. It only works in a band or AI build, but I would still put it like somewhere here, but
I think it can go at the bottom of B.
The thing is, you have the power when you pick it up, but then it's just a talent after that, you know?
Yeah, I know, but the point is that you get it. Instead of wasting a pick on a talent, you get Shapeshifter and something else. Yeah. I would not pick up 3 of these and then try to go for a band build in the B deck, but in combination with an early AI, it's quite strong.
Merman actually another one of my favorite cards. Somewhere here.
Well, it's definitely just a worse version of the Jester.
Oh, I disagree. I think it's better than the Jester, but you need to be full purple.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Purple is just not a very strong build. If you saw two of them in round one, like, you'd be alright picking them. They're strong early, but I think they can be a bit of a bait. But I do like where they are right now.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Sailor, I think I overrate that card a lot, but I really like to see my whole deck. Like I said with Reporter, I like to put my unique card at the very bottom to not die by bench. But still, I think it's not a really, really good card. I would put it there.
Too many things in B. I'd put Sailor at the top of C. I think the ability is insanely good.
Yes,
but
it is.
You're only going this if you're going AI. I think you're not going this if you're going purple, because you want Merman and probably Treasures ahead of it if you're going purple.
I agree.
But I mean, the ability is really good. It's too weak.
And Treasure, a card I really, really like. I would put it like at the same level as Gangster. You know, I think they're equal.
I put it slightly worse than Gangster, but yeah.
You know, they're equal to me, but sure, yeah.
No, I think Gangster, the attack always goes off. Treasure, you need to win the flag for the defense to go off, so...
But then when it's defending, it's so strong. Okay, well, that's deck A tier list. I like it like that. And now we can see deck B. So, what do you think of Blacksmith, your favorite card in the game? I think it's very good. I would put it there.
It is my favorite card in the game, but like Hermit, I think it has a lot of playability issues, so I'd probably be putting it honestly around bottom of B, maybe even C tier. I would put it C tier looking at everything coming up.
Horses. Okay, all the animals that are in deck B are of strength of 5. I think they're all really strong because a lot of these cards with powers have a strength of 4, so the animal will make them overpay most of the time, which is very, very good.
Yes, the issue with the animals is getting doubles of them, but if you see a double 5 strength animal, I think it's like a no-brainer, just take. So I would put all the animals in top of B, maybe even bottom of A.
I would put it in B. Well, let's put that Blacksmith there, actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wanted Blacksmith in C.
The Knight. I think you really like that card. I am not a huge fan of it, but I still think it's really strong. I still would put it, like, there.
So the question is, if you got double Knight and double Animal, which one would you take? I'd probably still take double Animal.
Yeah, me too.
But Knight's more playable.
No, I would
Knight also has use in Stable Boy builds. I would put Knight slightly ahead of the animals because it's also a game-winning card. If you're in the finals, your opponent's probably won a lot of trophies, and then your Knight's doing like maybe 8 attack, and it shouldn't be too hard to get like 2 or 3 of them. That's a lot of attack power.
Sorcerer. I used to like that card a lot, but just like Butler, I think it's a bit overrated. Maybe I would put it like at the beginning of C.
Yeah, it can go ahead of Blacksmith because it's 1 power stronger. The power's okay. It's not completely useless. It's not amazing. I would still rather have 5 strength than Sorcerer 4 strength plus his power.
The Doggy. Well, I guess there.
Works with Stable Boy, works with Blacksmith, works because you have your initial dog, but yeah, you can have 4 dogs. I've had 4 dogs and like 3 Blacksmiths before, and it's not enough. It's a bit of a waste of a pick from the B deck, so yeah, it can go in D.
That is my favorite card in the game. I think it's rightfully in S.
Mascot works with a lot of different builds, mainly AI.
I think it works with anything. You can just build like very strong cards of any color and then have Mascot and it works. But AI is the best, obviously.
Well, I would put Mascot works well with AI and with Necromancers, and if either red or orange are out of the game, then I think it's a lot weaker.
Cowboy, I actually really like that card. The only downside is that you need to have the flag, but I would still put it there.
No, Cowboy is easily S tier.
S?
Yeah.
But it doesn't work every time. It doesn't activate every time, as opposed to a card like that activates every time.
It's just a really, really solid card
it's so
because
strong.
it scales extremely well with Directors.
Yeah, of course.
It also works for Stable Boys. It's probably one of the best cards you can have with Stable Boys. And even by itself, it might let you discard an opponent's card. That's very good.
Director, I like a lot. I would put it there.
It can easily go A because it stacks with itself, so you feel good getting 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, this card is called the TikTok in French. Comic character. I like it a lot too, but less than director. I'd rather have 2 directors than 2 TikToks, in my opinion. I would put it there, but still very good.
It's again a solid card that can go in any build.
Yeah.
Unless it's the last card you draw, it's going to give your next card +2 attack, which can be super useful.
Clairvoyant, really like that card. I think I like it more than director, in my opinion. But what say?
I think Clairvoyant's S.
S.
Bottom of S, yeah.
Maybe I'm too harsh. I think it's awesome, but I would put only very few cards there.
Most decks rely on draw order.
Yeah.
Clairvoyant helps minimize the randomness. 4 strength as well. You don't mind getting 2 or 3 of them in any build you go.
And it's yellow, so if you have the vendors, it's even stronger. The Mime, Mr. Mime. I love that card. Very. It's tough to say. I would put it there or there.
Yeah, it works well with vendor and makeup artist. It has the potential to be a 7 strength card if it's your first card, which is huge upside. It's very lame if it's one of your last cards, which can happen. But even if it's in the middle of your deck, it's probably 4 or 5 strength. It is good. I would only put it above those 2 because it synergizes with 2 of the most popular builds.
Pyrotechnician. Oh, I'm not a fan of that card. I don't really know, to be honest. I would put it like maybe there or maybe at the beginning in front of Sorcerer.
Yeah. Beginning of C, it's the worst yellow card from the B deck, but even then, it's still a decent card. Like, if you go vendor, you'd take it with high priority. It has some cool combinations with like Sailor. You can move it to the bottom of your deck and get fans that way. Yeah, C is harsh. Like, all of these cards are reasonably good. Obviously any of these are like better than most A deck cards, but just compared to everything else on the list, it probably does deserve to go in C.
Ghost is easily S. I would put it like there.
I mean, Ghost's ahead of Mascot for me, easily.
Oh, it's not for me.
But so is Cowboy. But Ghost just really works with makeup artist and teenager builds, and it just works by itself. Well, at very worst, it's the last card you draw, and it doesn't remove anything from your opponent's deck because they're out of cards. But apart from that, at very worst, it's trading itself 1-for-1 with any other card from your opponent. Yeah, it can get rid of villains, it can get rid of submarines, it can get rid of AIs or vendors. It has a ton of use.
And the opponent can also die by not drawing in any cards, so it's very good. Maybe ahead of Mascot, but Cowboy is not ahead of Mascot. Necromancer, I think it's S, 100%. I would put it like there. It works in so many builds because so many strong cards strong powered cards are value 2, so...
Yeah, it works with Teenager, Stable Boy, Mascot. So yeah, it does have a lot of use and it's very contested, so yes, I could see that.
Teenager, somewhere like there?
I'd put Teenager at the bottom of A. It is very strong. You base a whole orange build around getting teenagers, and for that reason it's normally uncontested. Normally not more than one person going for an orange build, but you'd only pick it if you're going orange. There's no other reason to pick it. It's not generally strong, it's just specifically strong.
Band I really like, but it's because I really like red. I would probably put it like there.
You are nuts.
Not even later than yesterday when I took all these cards. I had the double band, double AI, double shapeshifter, double AI in build. I was unkillable. It was so
against
good.
The bot?
Yeah,
against real people, Band sucks.
I disagree. Band is so good.
Now, the issue with Band, and it's similar to Blacksmith, is that your deck starts in phase A. So you don't like pick shapeshifters hoping to get bands. It's the same reason I don't like Teenager that much. You like picking all these skeletons to hope to get a Teenager, but then if you don't draw it, you just get last. So if Band is the foundation of your build and you start collecting reds to get a band, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, but it works with so many things, and even with UFO, hologram, stuff like that.
Things like hologram, your win condition is making your opponent lose. You don't necessarily need the strength from Band for that to happen. I just don't think Band adds that much value. Like, I would rather have 2 aliens than 2 bands for sure.
Well, that I agree.
Well, then you're putting...
Yeah, but it's like 1 alien or 1 band. I would rather have 1 band than 1 alien, personally.
I'd definitely rather have an alien. In my opinion, Band would be just ahead of Blacksmith, even though I probably wouldn't pick it in that order.
Clones I really love. There's 5 of them in the deck, so you're more likely to have doubles and stuff. And it gives you a fan when you pick them. But still, I don't think it's a very, very good card in itself. It doesn't have a power when you activate it. I would probably put it like there.
Like, the games I've noticed that I win are when I get rid of my champion early. And if I'm picking up clones in phase B, it just means my deck is not very strong. The only good thing is they give you a fan straight away. So, like, you'd pick them if there's nothing else and just get rid of them. But I think generally you want to be improving your deck every round, and clones don't really improve your deck.
I agree. UFO. Another one of my favorite cards. I think it's easily S. But where in S? I would put it maybe there. What do you think?
UFO is the top of S. It's the best card in the game.
It's so good, but I don't know.
It's easily ahead of Ghost.
Yeah, it's true. If I see 2 UFOs, I would take them any day of the week. Yeah, I agree.
UFOs just help you find duplicates of your A deck cards. And if you have 6 unique cards, you have 2 UFOs, it puts your new cards at the bottom of your deck. So you're basically always going into each fight with essentially 7 unique cards without any risk of dying by bench, because the new cards are always at the bottom of your deck. So it has incredible strength just from that power alone, but then it also helps you find duplicates of your A cards. Second best card in the game.
Oh, okay. Cook is my second favorite card after Mascot. I love this card so much. I would maybe put it there. Do you agree with that? I think it's pretty versatile. It gives like the defense such a great boost. It's very strong. Like,
I think it can be good, but I think it's a 2 strength card itself, so you'd want it with an AI build. And I think without an AI build, it's pretty hard to justify picking them ahead of a lot of other cards. So I can see why you'd put them in S, but I'd put them at the bottom of S.
Or maybe a beginning of A, actually.
I would probably pick it ahead of mine, but
I think it's fair. I think, yeah, it's fair in A. Lifeguard. Oh, not a good card at all. Honestly, I would put it like there.
Yeah, it's ahead of Dog, and that's about all you have to say for it. Well, if it's at the bottom of your deck, it's worth 6. Yeah. I'd rather just take a shark and not have to worry about the RNG.
I agree. Navigator, it's technically a better reporter, but you know, in B deck, I'd rather have anything else than a navigator. I would put it like there. Maybe it's a bit harsh.
No, that's fair. That's about where I would put it. Below clones, I'd rather get the fan. Yeah, if it let you look through your whole deck like Clairvoyant, it would be a lot better. But I would rather have a Sailor than a Navigator.
I think it's alright. I like it like that. Alright, that's our B deck. And now the C deck. Alright, the Bard. To start with the Bard, I think not a great card. I mean, the power is like a better director, but when you reach the C deck, you want better cards than a freaking Bard, right?
I would never pick Bard.
Yeah, me neither. I would put it there. Alright, so all the animals in the C deck are strength 7. So I think it's pretty good. Maybe like there or there.
You can put them in B as like a benchmark. There are better cards, there are worse cards. I don't think you can go wrong like picking a double 7 strength animal. Can we call them animals as a slime? You can't go wrong picking 2 of these.
Yes, yeah, I think I would be very happy to have 2 7s. So Prince, very, very good card. I think there.
Yeah, the amount of times I pick Prince is very high, because it's just a card that you don't mind going in with 7 unique, because odds are that it will discard itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't always, but it's going to beat most things. And yeah, just a card you can add to your deck without having to remove anything. Very good.
Champion. I mean, if you reach deck C, you don't really care about champions unless you have a lot of blacksmiths, I think. So I would put it there.
I'd still put it ahead of Bard though.
What?
There are times when I've gone into C with a champion still, and I've just picked another champion because I don't have to remove anything.
Yeah,
so
I know that, but I still think I'd rather get anything else than a champion.
I've picked it more often than a Bard for sure.
Fanbus, it's okay. I would put it there. It's not cray, but it's 6, which beats most things as well. And it might give you more fans, so might secure you the grand finale, you know.
It depends on player count as well.
Mm.
If you're playing an 8-player game, this is probably not going to get you over the line to get into top 2. It might in like a 4-player game. The thing is, you pick it if your deck is struggling and it doesn't improve your deck by that much. So it sort of goes against itself.
Heroine, not a good card. I would put it like there.
I put it slightly ahead of Fanboss. It still
Really?
works with directors. It's one less strength, and it's probably more likelihood of giving you fans. So I'd have it slightly ahead of Fan Bus, but still pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not a great card. I'm not happy if I take Heroine. Villain, I think A, because it's strong, but you might die by bench because of it. So there's pros and cons.
Well, yeah, the pro is it's the highest strength in the game. The con is you basically have to remove some of your other cards because you can't rely on getting a duplicate or something from the A deck. And it goes on top of your deck, so...
Bumper car, I think very strong, but I would put it maybe either at the end of S or the beginning of A. I think it's very strong. Because in a vendor build, if I have bumper car, I'm so happy. It's worth so much.
Yeah, in a vendor build, but I'd still put it below villain.
Really?
Just, yeah.
If I see a double of either, I would be super happy, so I'm not...
Oh, yeah.
That I really like. I don't know if I would put it ahead of Prince. Oh, it's a 50-50 to me.
It's ahead of Prince.
It's very strong.
Right, so it can be wasted if it doesn't win the flag.
If it's your
first card and it has 11 defense, you probably just win the match. So it has a huge amount of upside, and the downside is it's 5 strength, which is still better than a Bard.
Yeah, I agree. Vacuum Cleaner, it's technically a better Butler. It's literally the Butler's power, but in strength 5. And yeah. Or maybe in B, actually.
I would say bottom of A.
I'm not happy if I have 2 vacuum cleaners, to be very honest.
If you pick 2 vacuum cleaners, it's like Prince. You can add them onto your deck and you don't have to remove things because 2 of them should be able to sweep away most things. Yeah, it's very bad if you draw them first and second, but it's a small risk. It really depends on how your build's going. There are times where I'd take double vacuum cleaner over a double animal, and there are times where I'd take double animal over a double vacuum cleaner.
Vampire, I think it's like there. Can't take back anything from B deck, like an animal or your necromancer into teenager and so on. I think very strong.
4 strength is bad, but just being able to bring things back is an amazing ability. Necromancer is an S, vampire should equally be an S.
Hologram. I would put it like at the very beginning of the queue.
Yeah, it's the best card in the game.
It's so good.
It makes its own win condition. Unless you start countering it from the start with like butlers, you just have to remove cards from your deck to counter it, or you have to hope it gives you something good, but it just creates its own win condition. You can have any build, and if you have 2 holograms, you probably have a chance of winning 90% of games.
Sci-Fi Geek, it's technically the better shapeshifter. I still don't really like it. I'm not really happy if I take a Sci-Fi Geek. I'll probably like go there. Because how often are you gonna actually activate that power? It means that you still have like shapeshifters or something in your deck, and it's very unlikely unless you go like bend or something.
I'm happy with it there.
Yeah. Siren. Oh, a card that has a lot of potential. Like bye makeup artist. I'm not a huge fan because it's like, you know, very specific to who you're against. I would put it like the beginning of C.
I agree.
Yeah. Submarine is a card I really dislike. I think it works well with UFO builds. I think it's good because it's 9, but apart from that, I don't really like it, but I still think it's a good card.
Works extremely well with UFO.
Yeah,
it works well with like
your
other purple cards like Sailor and Navigator and Reporter or whatever.
True. I think I would put it there.
Just because it's 9 power, it has a lot of potential.
Yes, I agree.
I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, that looks good. I'm quite happy with this.
Yeah, that's all we have to say about the Challengers cards. Let us know what you think. Which cards did we get right? Which ones did we get wrong? Which card do you really like and find yourself picking often, but it's just not really that good? For me, it's Blacksmith.
I know that. For me, I think it's Merman.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye.